Well, race fans, it is time to get back to NARC 410 Sprint Car Series racing. Is this Saturday night at Thunderbowl Raceway in Tulare. It will be the Chris and Brian Faria Memorial. It'll be the third race of the season for the series. And on this edition of Inside NARC, we've got several interviews with all sorts of personalities and drivers. So let's get right into it. Well, Jim Allen on the phone with me. Jim, it's time to go NARC racing again. Thunderbowl Raceway. Always an action-packed racetrack. Chris and Brian Faria Memorial back on the schedule, and it should be a great night of action for folks to come and watch at Tulare on Saturday night.
Absolutely. It's kind of strange how Tulare always comes into the mix, and drivers seem to always get excited to go there, you know, whether they consider it the ultimate tune-up for the Trophy Cup towards the end of the year, or the fact that they know they can go really fast, and if you win there, you knew you made no mistakes whatsoever, because Tulare does have a little bit of reputation for not being too forgiving. You get in that concrete or that steel-plated wall, and your crew's going to be busy for a little while.
No doubt, and it's so cool that the Chris and Brian Faria Memorial's back on the schedule. It'd been a staple for a couple of years, and it's a great way, I think, to honor some members of the prestigious Faria family that have done so much, specifically at Tulare.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Faria family is an institution in Tulare, and promoter Steve has got so many awards and accolades for everything that he does, and not just at the racetrack, but for the community as a whole. And, unfortunately, it is a memorial race for Chris and Brian, but it is a good way to pay tribute to them and, once again, the Faria family as a whole. And, Tulare really wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for the Faria family. I mean, Steve works his butt off with his crew there to put on a, first-class facility, first-class show, first-class, I don't know, it's a fun place to go to, absolutely.
Well, and you look at the former winners, the list of that, which is on, narc410.com with the story. And there's been some names, Jason Myers has won it a couple of times, Brent Kaeding a couple of times, both Jonathan and Stephen Allard, and you got Kyle Larson, Rico Abreu, and Kyle Hurst won it quite a number of times, actually. But Dominic Scelzi won the last time in 2021, and then DJ Neto, our 2019 series champion, won it back in 2015.
Absolutely. It's one of those, that I've always liked that a lot about sprint car racing, is that when you get those races that have a long history, and then you start going back, like the Dave Bradway Jr. race, and you start looking at some of those first winners, and a lot of those guys won before a lot of the drivers were even, that are racing today were even born. And actually one name you didn't mention was even Kyle Larson. He picked it off in 2010.
Sure.
So when you win this, it's not just another win, or, everyone's special, but not just another one if you're a guy who wins quite a bit, but you can go, hey, I've won the same race that, a 13-time champion like Brent Kaeding has won, or a Stephen Allard, it's absolutely awesome. And I hope, no matter what happens, as generations change in racing, that these types of events keep going and going, because, the perpetual awards winner list is, like I said, it's Hall of Fame worthy, and we need to keep it that way.
Well, and in talking about wins and everything, there's no favoritism. We don't like to say, oh, this guy's going to win, because we're most likely going to jinx him. But Cole Macedo is just a human tidal wave when it comes to West Coast 410 racing, and they're entering basically a home game for the Tarleton Motorsports 21 team.
Absolutely. That's going to be the man and the team to beat. Cole has he has really stepped up his game. He's not just showing up at the racetrack, but he has made racing into a physical fitness adventure, staying in good shape, eating right, being focused. And he also has had the luxury, as you know, of being able to go out and race, on the High Limit World of Outlaw Tour. And, man, he's had some strong finishes there. And obviously when you're racing against some of the nation's best, that kind of experience and talent is hard to beat. And obviously Cole would just love nothing better to be the man standing on the podium at the end of the night. But he's also got a lot of other Central California teams that have other plans.
Well, and I think one of those is a guy that, similar to Cole, has got a lot of off the West Coast racing this year. Actually, it's going to be the first time he's raced with NARC, and that's the two-time champion Dominic Scelzi. We mentioned it was won this race, but he's also got plenty of success at Tulare outside of the Faria Memorial race.
Absolutely. You put Dominic Scelzi in either King Speedway or the Thunderbowl Raceway, either one of those, and he's an instant favorite. And it's kind of strange, Dominic, when we talked earlier in the year, he goes, yeah, he said, my team's going to be on the road till about May 1st. And, unfortunately, I'm going to miss the first, 5 or 6 races on the NARC schedule. But after I come back, I'm going to hit them all. And here we go. He's coming back. He's missed 2 races. So the schedule's been kind of choppy. But, yeah, Dominic, he's already he won last weekend. He's going to be tough. DJ Neto's going to be tough. Justyn Sanders, I think, has I'll say a chip on his shoulder. I don't think that's the right terminology to use, but let's put this way. I know he has a bucket list item, and that includes a win at Tulare, and he's hungry with his current performance this year. I would not be surprised if the driver of the TWX is standing on the podium as well.
Well, and I'm glad that you bring that point up, because what's really good to note is this weekend forward, there's a lot of fixtures for these guys, and kind of for Sanders, it's an opportunity to get some traction, get some good momentum, and get some. I wouldn't say that he's had a lack of confidence. He's had some really fast race cars. Just an opportunity to get some wins and kind of ride the tide.
Yeah, absolutely. Justyn is definitely a momentum hot streak type of driver. So if he wins one, watch out. He's probably going to string several of them together. And he is probably. His fire burns hot as far as being a competitor. And he doesn't. If he doesn't win, he is not satisfied with the result. And and good for him. So, like I said, he's got good equipment with the Mitri construction team. He's got the drive, and he does not like finishing second.
Well, and let's not leave out the other Justyn Cox. Last time NARC was there, he had a big figures payday by winning the Dennis Roth Classic, and that team also hungry for a victory, the Bates Hamilton 42X.
Absolutely. They had a little bit of bad luck, I think, at Placerville this past weekend. And, Justyn, he cracked 3 ribs at the Mini Gold Cup. But, if you go and talk to Justyn, it doesn't take long to get him reminiscing about, winning an $18,000 plus payday at Tulare during the Dennis Roth Classic. The Bates Hamilton team is hungry for another win. Justyn knows, he says, the first one's the hardest, and, but on the other side of the coin, the second one is not the easiest either, and they're ready to win also. He just needs a good qualifying time, a good starting position, and I think things are going to get really racy.
Well, a good car count's expected to happen, and I think really some folks that should be excited is Mariah Eade, going to be racing some 410 stuff, and it starts Saturday night.
Absolutely. We've had some conversations on this on the past, and just the amount of new 410 teams that have popped up on the NARC circuit this year. With her, and, Ashlyn Rodriguez, and, Kaeding Steele, Gage Garcia, Michael Ing. I know I'm going to forget some, and you'll fill them in for me. But, the fact that we got all this new young talent coming up, and they're excited to race 410s. And if you talk to them, they know that this is the big league, shall we say, and that, they're going to have to swallow their pride. They might be used to winning in the 360s and other classes of cars and carts and the like. But, when you're racing against, the likes of Cole Macedo and Dominic Scelzi and DJ Neto and Tanner Carrick, there's some superstars out there. they're proud to do it, and it's going to definitely be fun to watch as the season progresses.
Well, no doubt that Thunderbowl Raceway in Tulare, that's going to be the place to be Saturday night. And I mean, we're only there a couple times a year, so this is most definitely a chance to watch some great racing in the Central Valley.
We hope to see everybody at the Thunderbowl on Saturday. Absolutely.
Well, Nick Parker, going to be racing NARC 410 Sprint Car Series Thunderbowl Raceway for the Chris and Brian Faria Memorial. For you guys in your race team, you got to be jazzed up and ready to go 410 racing again.
Yeah, we're real excited to get back to Tulare. And, if we could find some help, it'd be a lot better. It's just me and Shiggy and my dad right now. So, real excited to get back there. Track we've been okay at, struggled sometimes, had some decent runs. But yeah, we're really excited. Have the confidence from some good runs prior. Just see if we can keep plugging off some good finishes, and maybe, mid-season we can, be at the top spot most nights. So.
Well, and it just seems like some of the stuff that was just calling it what it is, what was hurting you last year, you guys have really overcame that. And I hope I'm not jinxing you when I say that, but you guys have learned from some setbacks that you had last season. And, it's early still, but you guys seem to be just hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. All the cylinders are hitting right now, and that was the big problem that we had last year, is just a lot of motor issues and not putting anything together as far as a full night. And now we seem to have some car speed, and just putting that all together, and my racecraft, and me and Shiggy have been driving well, and communications right there. So, just like you said, hitting on all cylinders is the big thing, keeping these motors underneath the hood so we can keep racing and, working on my racecraft. And that's really what we're working on right now, is just trying to we're fast, we have the speed, just we have to put it all together with qualifying, heat race, and the main event, so I'm feeling confident. Car owner and crew chief are confident, so it's all a good combination.
Well, and I know you got a great group of people behind you back in the operation. They may not be putting hands to the car, but they're making sure that the 15 team is still operational.
And that's right. I have a great car owner, my dad, and my mom as well. And, a few good sponsors, Metal Tech, Parker Automotive, BG, and Rock Knocker. And then guys like Tyner Hurst and Kaeding, who always have their insight and parts available, and the knowledge with them alone, you can't underestimate them. And they bring that, we bring that to the table, and so do they. And we all make a good combination. And I think with some good finishes and being confident, the wins, top threes, those things will come, so we'll see down there in Tulare.
Well, he carries the point lead with the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series, entering the Faria Memorial at Thunderbowl Raceway. Cole Macedo, you guys, 2024, no matter where you're racing at, you guys just seem to be so fast, and you're just in so good form now, and that's got to help you and your confidence really good going into the weekend.
Yeah. Starting off the year, like I've said in the past interviews, really gives me confidence going into each race. So, with another solid finish this last Saturday night at Hanford, really looking forward to getting back to Tulare. It's my favorite track and everything. And so I think that, like you said, we're in really good form. And I think that, with the cards on the table, I think that we'll end up having a good night.
Well, and what's the great part of this part of the NARC schedule is it's going to get busy from here on out. There's only a couple of weekends off. It's rapid fire racing for you guys, and it's a great chance to ride some momentum. And if maybe things don't go certain people's way, it's also an opportunity to kind of turn things around quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it's ramping up, and going to a lot of tracks that I feel confident at, along with my crew chief, Drew Warner, and I think that our team is very prepared. I think that in all corners, I think that our motors are running really well, and we got a really good package with our car. And Nate and Kobe are putting in the hours at the shop and along with at the track. And, everybody's just putting their best foot forward for solid finishes. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to traveling a little bit more and getting away from home. And, the Skagit trip last year was a lot of fun, along with Oregon. And that's actually where we picked up our first win there in Oregon there last year. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to all the good times on the road and with all the boys, and should be a good time.
And no doubt it's great that you have, you mentioned your crew that supports you, but you got a great core of marketing partners and sponsors and car owners.
Yeah, for sure. With Complete Parts and Equipment and Sean and Felicity Dyson out of Australia supporting us last year, and the Durst family, High Performance Lubricants, Team, FK Shocks, Kistler Racing Engines, XYZ Machining. There's a long list of people on this team, Danny Associates that make it all happen for us. And they're always watching, each and every one of those sponsors is watching every night and making sure to text us and, telling us what we can and, can do better or what we did do good. And, our support system is huge here at Carlton Motorsports, and it makes it easier for us to make Tommy and Melissa and Uncle Tom and Aunt Martha proud. So, yeah.
Well, the last time the Chris and Brian Faria Memorial was ran with the NARC 410 series on the card was in 2021. Dominic Scelzi, you were the winner of that race. And now coming back to Tulare, going to be racing with NARC for the first time this year. You've got to be excited to go back to a place that you've had quite a bit of success at over the years.
Yeah, I love Tulare. Tulare is one of my favorite tracks, if not my favorite track in the country. It's it's been good to me over the last few years, even though we had, I would say, a rocky start to racing there when I first started running sprint cars. But I love it. I've been able to win a handful of races there, and three out of the last 5 NARC races we've won, and we've been really, really strong at over the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years running there. So excited to get back there. Really neat that we were able to win the last time there was 2021 for the Chris and Brian Faria Memorial. And I remember it. We won the 410 portion, I think, from 6th, and then turned around and won the 360 race that night as well. So I would love nothing more than to be able to repeat both. I think that'd be incredibly sweet. And, I'm just looking forward to getting back to Tulare and getting back with the NARC series, the series that I've always enjoyed racing with. This year, obviously, we're not running for a championship or anything like that. We're just more or less just racing for wins. So I would love nothing more than to be able to get our first NARC win of the season there on Saturday night.
One for folks that maybe not been paying attention or they're late to the party is you've been racing. You've got quite a few races under your belt, and it's going to be cool to see how that translate with all this stuff that you've done with High Limit, the Outlaws, racing on the East Coast and in the Midwest. It should be fun.
Absolutely. We kept kind of taking our lumps the first 2 months, racing through the Midwest and more or less getting our butt kicked every night. But, I definitely think it's making us better and making me better as a race car driver. And, we came home last Friday night for Hanford and was able to pick up the win, which was, definitely a good boost of confidence first race at home and was able to knock off a win. So, we got 3 races this weekend, obviously just the one with the NARC series, but 2 360 races as well. So I would love nothing more than to be competitive at all 3 of them. And, the goal obviously is to win 3 for 3. So if we can do that, that would be a great success.
Well, no doubt to make it all possible, you've got a great group of guys that are wrenching on your cars, as well as a great group of sponsors and marketing partners that for them it's kind of a home game.
Yeah, when we race at Tulare, we always seem to get a lot of of our sponsors and partners there at the racetrack, which is a big reason of what pushed us to come home for April. So that's really neat that we were able to make that happen and be able to get home to some of these bigger races. Really the month of May, we've got a lot of fun racing. We've got 2 nights in Tulare with the NARC series. We've got an Antioch show, which we won the Antioch show last year. So I'm I'm excited about the month coming up. It's you know, a lot of fun to be able to just pick and choose, and you know, right now the for sure races are the Tulares, but you know, right now I think we're going to go to Antioch. I'm not 100% positive, but you know, it's nice to have the ability to just pick and choose where we want to race, or if we want a weekend off to hang out at home with the kids, we can do that as well. So looking forward to the season, and looking forward to you know, hopefully getting ourselves in NARC victory lane again.
Well, Bud Kaeding, the fame number 29, returning to Tulare, California this weekend. Chris and Brian Faria Memorial at Thunderbowl Raceway. Got to be excited to get back to that place. I know you've got a lot of laps there, and this is a race that it's special to a lot of fans on the West Coast, specifically in California, because the Faria family with all the things that they do.
Yeah, definitely. And Tulare has been a track that we've had some success at. We've had some losses there as well, but and this race I think I've won a few times when it was a 360 race back in the early days of racing. But you know, the Thunderbowl never lets anybody down. You know, there's always some guys left with their chest puffed out, and some guys that are leaving with their hurt feelings. That place definitely got some character, and definitely one of a kind. Especially out here, I get up on the boards and, you know, that big steel fence around the place, and there's always excitement there. So, yeah, we're really pumped up to get back out there.
When it kicks things off with a busy sort of 11 weeks, just over a dozen races crammed in from now till, you know, July. And, I mean, it's rapid fire. They're going to a lot of different racetracks and a lot of different configurations, but and going back to Tulare in a couple weeks, too.
I think we're pretty premature on cramming those 11 races in 11 weeks together, in my opinion. It really doesn't get busy here for another couple of weeks. Not till June there when we really pick up, heading up to the northwest. But man, just getting some racing in general would be good around here, man. With whether it be track reconfigurations, wind, rain, you know, something's marring us from being able to go to the racetrack right now. It's crazy. I haven't seen it, you know, like this in quite a while, where it seems like we're standing out here in sunny California until the weekend, and that's when the weather decides to come in and spoil all of our time. So the tire bills have definitely been down, and the bar bills have definitely been up with a lot of the race teams out here. But that's what a free weekend will do for some of these racers.
Well, I know that you're always complimentary on your team, and I know you got a great group of sponsors that are helping the 29 operation out.
Yeah, no, we definitely do. And we've had a pretty solid core group for, all the way from when I started racing till today with, you know, Aviso Rock and Williams Roofing, Steve over there, and Dave Rios. He's been a supporter of mine and sprint car racing in general for a long time. Dave started helping me in '96 when I started racing a sprint car, and you know, he's still there backing me and supporting me 100%. And we have developed a really good friendship over the last couple of decades of racing with each other and against each other. But yeah, we've got huge supporters, you know, Missile Motorsports and Eddie at AV Solutions and High Five Pizza, and you know, list goes on and on and on. Kevin Pilot at Riley Collins, Fix Auto, Auto Tech, Moss Brothers, KL Farms. I mean, it just keeps going. Zach Wright with Wright Restoration. You know, it's a big group of guys that you know, scrapes together everything they can do to help get us up and down the road, and you know, we definitely appreciate it. And we're working our hardest to give them the results that they definitely deserve. We've been struggling here lately, getting that NARC win, but I feel confident that, this year might be the year we get back on top of that and just keep clicking off wins and good runs and keep ourselves up in the front and qualifying, and, that night will come for us.
Well, the Bates Hamilton 42X is looking to be rolling again and make a return visit to Victory Lane at Thunderbowl Raceway this coming Saturday. And Justyn Cox, you guys got an impressive win last year. There's no doubt in my mind that you're looking to pick up from where you guys left off last time the NARC 410 series was at Thunderbowl Raceway.
Yeah, last year was a really, really good year at Tulare in general, not just with the 410 side of things. Obviously the big win with the Dennis Roth was awesome, but we went right there to the Trophy Cup, and on the final night led half of the race and came off with a second place finish when it was all said and done. So I think we have a lot of speed and a great balance at Tulare. So we've had a pretty crappy start to the year, to be honest. So it's going to be nice to get to Tulare and hopefully kind of just turn everything around. We haven't made any changes with the car, so basically we should be able to go into our notebook and just kind of plug everything back in and get rolling.
Well, and no doubt you guys got to be just chomping at the bit to get 410 racing back going, getting that program going in the right direction. Yeah,
it's been really hit and miss start with the weather and everything this year. So we really haven't I have not raced 2 weeks in a row yet this year, which is difficult to say the least to kind of get in a rhythm. So hopefully weather is good and we can kind of just get going. 410s are our focus this year. So we're looking forward to the whole month of May, really. It's finally going to feel like a real race season and kind of kicks off with this weekend.
Well, and no doubt you'll have some great people in your corner. You've got a wonderful partnership with your car owners and some good sponsors and marketing partners too. Yeah,
Roger Hamilton, Josh Bates, and Lori Hamilton, they all provide me with top-notch equipment. One of the best teams out here, and I'm just very lucky that I get to drive the 42X for a second year. Anytime you get hired to drive a car, it's a pleasure, and we have a great team all behind us. On top of that, there's Rusty Kruger joined us this year, and I know he's just as excited to get going. And then Hayden Klein and Scotty Taylor, and we have Lipper Construction as our primary sponsor this year, and he's really stepped up a lot to kind of help our programs. So just all around, we're really, really lucky, and just have a million sponsors on the car that kind of make it go around in circles. And it's a blessing. So hopefully I can provide the team with some good finishes here and get the season finally really going.
Sounds good.
Well, Chase Johnson, ready for some NARC 410 Sprint Car Series action, and the 24 team back to Tulare. You got to be excited to get back with the tour, as so many other individuals are.
Yeah, definitely. We're very ready to get back to racing. It's been what seems like forever time off. We've got a great, ready to go race car. So like you said, I'm looking forward to Tulare. It's always a great time going to the Thunderbowl. It's always entertaining, exciting, both as a fan and as a driver. So anytime we can get laps around Tulare is always a beneficial. So yeah, like I said, looking forward to getting there, getting the season back rolling. I think after this we get things rolling and we'll actually feel like we're back in race season. So like I said, I'm excited, especially because we've got a fast hot rod that's been sitting in the shop, staring ready to go play outside. So we will see everyone at Tulare with all our great partners and sponsors and our crew, of course. We're looking forward to it. So we'll see everyone there.
Well, I know that you guys have got, have had some confidence at certain points of the season. And I mean, I know that you're no doubt excited to get back to building off of some good runs and continuing that positive momentum.
Definitely. We've had some great runs, middle to the end of last year, and then it's carried over in the beginning of this year. So, I just feel like every time we hit the track with the 24 car, no matter what track it is or, where we exactly go or what the series of races, we just improve each night. So, that makes it very exciting. I can't say enough about Ivan Warden and, working with him, and he really helps out a tremendous amount, both at the shop and then of course his knowledge at the track. So it really makes my job easy that I could, focus on building race cars and maintaining them, and then also, focus on driving when we get to the track. So it's a good time. It's fun. Everyone gets along great. It's a good team to be a part of. I really feel happy and proud of the team that we have built. Like I said, with my dad, of course, and my brother helping out when he can, and Eric McCloskey and James Edens and Ivan Warden. It's a great group of guys that we have, and it's very important to have that chemistry with dealing with the race team. And I'm pretty proud of the group that we've got. I feel like we can go to the racetrack, all have a great time, and also, you know, like you said, be competitive and be more competitive each time we do unload. So that's always fun when you can go to the track and accomplish that.
Well, Dylan Bloomfield, the Vertulo 83V, is going to be ready, set to go racing at the Faria Memorial in Tulare this Saturday night. You got to be excited to get back behind the wheel of the 410 and try and you know, kind of get the 2024 season rolling for you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. Been a couple weeks since we've been in a 410, been running 360 stuff, and got our 360 program figured out. So should be a fun weekend in Tulare. Haven't got very many laps at Tulare in a 410, so I'm pretty excited to go run there. It's always up on the boards and wide open, so I'm excited.
It can be a challenging track. I mean, lap traffic can be interesting, and sometimes not even lap traffic, just traffic in general, of just timing things right. I mean, if you slow down just a little bit, sliders are going to be coming.
Yeah, it's crazy how many sliders get thrown at that place, because just the way the turns are shaped, it's a perfect shape to where you can throw a slider and someone still be able to cross you over and then do it again in the next turn. It's always been a pretty fun track, but a very challenging track, that's for sure.
No doubt. And, you know, obviously, you know, a great team that you guys have gelled together in the couple races that have happened for the NARC 410 series. And, you know, despite some new faces and familiar faces, making it work.
Yeah, yep, we're definitely making it work. And I'm excited to get to Tulare and rip the boards down.
This episode is a production of Highside Racing Promotions. Be sure to like the YouTube as well as Facebook page and like these videos. The more likes and the more attention it gets, and we would like to get as much information out to the racing community. Whenever or wherever you're watching these episodes, we hope that you enjoyed them